Good morning. So today we are at a farmer's market in Otjiwarongo. Let me just turn the camera around quickly and show you what we are up to. So here we have, what is your name?
Jane.
Jane. Thank you very much for chatting with us. I would like to support you a little bit today.
Fantastic. Thank
Tell,
you, that's much appreciated.
what do you have that's got some food, that will produce food?
Okay, so we have quite a few.
Yeah.
We have lemon trees over here.
Okay.
And then we also have some veggies. We have green peppers and red peppers
Okay.
over here. And then if we move to this side.
Okay, let me just come around quickly.
Yeah. Over there we have some mango trees as
Mangoes,
well.
okay.
Which
Fantastic.
produce really delicious fruit. And then this side we have pawpaws as well as guavas.
Papayas.
Yes.
You would not know this, but in many countries a pawpaw is a completely different fruit than what we know.
Really?
A pawpaw is, pawpaw for them is completely different.
Really?
We call papayas pawpaws, but they call it something completely
Is
different.
it?
Yeah.
Do you know what they call it?
Well, they call it papaya, but a pawpaw is like a weird, you should Google it, it's a weird fruit that we don't have here.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely will.
Okay, so this is guavas.
Yes.
How do they deal with the cold here? What does...
So what we recommend is to actually cover them in winter.
Okay.
Because that really helps to protect them from the cold and it works out just fine.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do
But
you...
to just leave them deserted won't work very
Okay,
well. Yeah.
so you have to cover them in something.
Yes.
Tell me, how did you propagate them? How did you or cultivate them? How did you grow them?
So from the seed.
Okay. And I guess the papayas was from the seed, and this was probably a cutting, or also from
Yes,
seed.
some of them are cuttings and then some were grown from the seed.
From seed, okay.
Yes.
And the lemons on this side?
They were all grown from seed.
From seed.
Yes.
Okay.
So previously we had some that were also cuttings, but these were all grown from seed.
From seed. Okay, so all the lemons were grown from seed. Listen, I've got somebody that helped me, supported me from overseas, so I want to support you a little bit as well.
Oh.
The guy that supported me is JD Remo Williams,
Okay.
and somebody anonymous,
Okay.
which I don't know who it is, but I'm very grateful. So I would like to buy 20 fruit trees from you today.
That's fantastic.
So,
thank you so much. Shall I also thank Mr. Williams and Anonymous?
So thank you very much. Yeah, I think let's I'm gonna cut the camera. Let's move them all out. We sort out the payment, and then I'll show the guys at home again what we got.
Fantastic.
So Luki, show us, what do we have? What is Diana?
Mango.
Mango. Okay. Next. What else? What? Peppers.
Yeah,
Peppers. So the lady didn't have enough fruit trees, so I ended up buying some of her herbs as well, or basically green peppers from her as well, just to lemons. Fantastic. Okay. Just to support her a little bit more, and I really do want to thank you guys for that. The other thing that we bought with the coffee money that we just received is some more or better hand gloves. Yesterday while working with the thorns, we all complained my hands are full of cuts, the guy's hands are full of cuts, so we bought us some better hand protection. I really do appreciate that. I'm quickly going to zoom in here. There's even a papaya. I didn't even know we bought a papaya. There's some what do you call these things? Pomegranates. In our language we just call them a granite, or a not a granite, like a grenade, hand grenade. Well, that's if you translate it directly from our language, we call it a hand grenade or a grenade. Anyway, okay, so the guavas, we'll put some on our highest pieces of land, which is basically there behind the house. They are very nice plants to grow, but they are very sticky and they don't like cold that much. So we're gonna experiment with them, plant them as high as possible, and then plant against the wall And then the other places where we are going to plant them is in here, right against the hedges, to see if we cannot mitigate the cold factor. But in some places in South Africa, they become such a weed almost, you want to say, that you're not allowed to plant them. They just grow everywhere. They take over the rivers and things like that. So we'll be planting them on the inside in this corner of this hedge there, to see if we can't mitigate the cold a little bit. Our olive trees, also sponsored a while ago, they are doing really well here, 2 of them. Now this long grass that you see here, this is sorghum Sudan. So they've gone into seed already. They are from last year's crop, but we actually harvested them while they were young. They came back and made loads of seed. There's still some seed in here, still coming out. So one head like this is basically the amount of seed, or let's say 5 heads of this, it looks like it's basically the amount of seed that we bought to plant a big part of our farm with this. And somebody came to visit me yesterday, and they said they planted, but they saw that the grass needs quite a lot of water, but that you can cut them off completely once a year and they grow back again fantastically. So just to get back to the BDA, the beaver dam that we're busy constructing, I learned a lot. Very first thing is that we spoke about the same thing but meant very, very different things. So BDA, beaver dam analog, to me was just a bunch of sticks stopping water flow. To everybody else that knew what they were talking about, it meant adding mud and bricks and rocks and things to it as well. But I want to show you this quickly. Just zoom out a bit. These ones have been lying here now for, let's say, a year. And see how down they are and how low on the ground they became. Pushed down. For some reason the termites haven't eaten them. Now the other question we got is how much damage the termites would do to our structure. I don't know, it could be a lot, but I think what would deter them is that they would have to bring in soil from somewhere else to build their little houses around the sticks, because the river sand cannot be built around the stick, and if they cannot build around the stick, then they cannot eat it. So I think that it might work. So with that misunderstanding, it clarified a lot of things. The people that said it wouldn't be strong enough to last for a big flash flood, I agree. Now all of a sudden I agree, because if you add mud and rocks and things like that, it's not going to just let the water through. It's actually going to cause some sort of resistance. I want to just get through the sticks here into the river. Guys are walking with thorn branches through here. So we got the all new hand protection, which is great today. But yeah, so the other thing that they mentioned, which is quite cool, is that the beavers dig a hole in front of the system, and that then breaks the flood. So it will take a couple of days, but we are going to incorporate all of those things, flattening the sticks as much as we can, building more solid things into the system. I don't want it to look like crap, so I'm either thinking of putting a row of tires in front or a row of tires behind. There's benefits and negatives to both. Maybe I should do both. Thinking on how we should do it. People said we shouldn't build it that big, but because not everything is touching the soil, I think we should still keep on making it big to make it more effective. And we'll see. With my handschoenen, show me your gloves. The handschoenen. New gloves. So Lucas spent the last while compacting our sticks. Enzo and I brought new sticks for him, and his main job was to compact to give. Just wait a second. So this is now what we are dealing with. Almost everywhere touching the ground, quite deep in. I don't think there's any sort of debris that will be able to go through here. This is going to be much more effective. Let me just see here. Sorry, Lucky. Okay. So first he stomped them, repacked them, stomped them with his boots. Luckily he's got quite thick pants on. And now pushing back all the small sticks. I explained to him that we are now focusing more on everything touching the soil rather than width. But we'll still do it very wide, but very focused on everything touching the soil. So I also use these new gloves. They work like a charm. Got them from a Chinese shop in town where we bought a lot of other agricultural things as well, and I must say they almost work much better than the expensive welding gloves that we've been using. These I think are more tailored towards thorny branches. So while you click that little subscribe button, I want to mention two things. To me it is so cool that you guys commenting from halfway across the world affect the way we build something. Sorry, the wind is blowing again today, so I'm gonna move indoors a bit. How we build something. So your comments really help. It changes our designs and it changes our daily lives actually. That to me is number one, is cool. And the other thing, I realized that on Saturdays and Sundays, because I work with the guys and I feel the struggles that they go through, it changes our work routine as well. So first, somewhere in the video I mentioned the misunderstanding, and I want to bring that point home, that sometimes you have to seek first to understand. It's one of the 7 habits of Stephen Covey. To me it is a very important one. Changes your life when you start understanding things. So when people comment and you don't understand 100% fully, maybe I should do a little bit more research. And when I work with the guys, physically suffer with them, get cut with them, burn with them in the sun, then all of a sudden you realize, maybe it's not such a bad idea sitting in the shade and planting Lucina for a couple of hours first before we continue. So seek first to understand and click that subscribe button. See you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.